Hello and welcome to the Money Attractor podcast. I'm Janae Adams and I want to thank you for watching if you're watching me live or if you're listening to the podcast on your favorite streaming app. Today I wanted to talk about just do it. That's right. When it comes to your life, you got to just do it. So many people, so many of us, even I have done it, will go year after year with these same dreams and never take action on them. And then eventually it's going to be too late. Because guess what? We all have an expiration. We all have one life. So I wanted to share 3 different sentences I've heard recently from people on why they're not living their dreams, why they're not just going out there and just doing it. Now, the first one, of course, is the most common one. I don't have the money, Janae. I don't have the money to do what I want to do. I don't have the money to start that new business. I don't have that money to travel where I want to go. I don't have that money to go to a new state and get that job that I always wanted. I hear it all the time. And it's not really about that you don't have the money, because I will say this before I say that. There are some people who actually do not have the money. I understand that. But for a majority of the people that reach out to me and say this, you have the money, but your money is not focused. Okay? Your money is not focused. It is focused on things that don't matter. So it may be focused on that cable bill that you don't even hardly watch TV, or that music streaming service that you have that you barely listen to. It's just little things like that that's just taking money out of your pocket each and every month. Money that can be used for your actual dreams, for the things that you actually want to do. So I remember that a lot of people used to tell me, okay, Janae, I wish I had this, and I wish I had that, and I wish I had this. And once we sat down and we looked at their numbers each and every month, and I said, do you really care about this that's costing you $20 a month? Do you really care about this that's costing you $40 a month? And by the time we got finished, we would find $200 or $300 extra in their monthly spending plan that could have been used for something else. Like, you know me, for those of you who follow me for a while, you know that I can go to Paris for $300. And so this person could be going to Paris every single month for the amount of money that they had in their spending plan that they were just missing out on. So that is the number one excuse that I hear from people. The second excuse that I hear from people is, I am afraid, Janae. I am afraid to live my dreams. Now, there's many reasons why they may be afraid, but a lot of it has to do with just what they have thought about what could be a problem going forward. So, for example, I went to the Virgin Islands not too long ago, the U.S. Virgin Islands. And while I was there, over those 4 days, I received at least 50 direct messages across my social media platforms. And they all said the same things. You're there by yourself? You went out of the country by yourself? And it kind of surprised me. Even people at the resort were saying, Miss Adams, you here by yourself? Yes. I've been traveling by myself for at least 20 years, easily. At least 20 years by myself. So it's not anything new to me. So it kind of caught me off guard that people would be afraid to travel by themselves. Let me tell you this. If you sit around waiting for other people to travel with you, or wait for them to get their money together, or get time off from their job, you are never going to go anywhere. And there is an entire world waiting for you to come and see it. And I plan to see it. If we weren't going through a pandemic right now, I would be traveling like crazy. But I just want to say that if that is your excuse, that you're afraid to get up and go, you're afraid to start that new business, you're afraid to reach out to that person and tell them you like them, you're missing out on a potential spouse. You're missing out on a potential adventure, or millions of dollars, because you didn't go after that business that you were passionate about. And so you gotta move even though that you're afraid, because what's the worst thing that can happen? Nothing. The worst can never happen. What you think is the worst in your head usually never happens at all. And like I said, I've been through that as well. I've had my own fears. And when I realized later that fear was false evidence appearing real, I started to get stronger and stronger. And it was like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this afraid, because more than likely what I think is going to happen is not going to happen at all. Now, the last excuse is, I'm afraid of what people are going to say about me. what people, maybe friends, maybe family. I'm scared of what they're going to think about me. And you cannot live your life that way. Okay? You cannot live your life that way. You can't be afraid that if you fail, that they're going to laugh at you. Or if you fail, they're going to talk behind your back and say, I knew she couldn't do that. I knew he couldn't make that happen. You can't live your life that way. If people live their life that way throughout history, we wouldn't have any of the inventions that we have. We wouldn't have the beautiful buildings that we have. Just it wouldn't be a country, it wouldn't be a world if people were afraid what other people thought. The ones who walk around and are not afraid what people think or say are the ones who have the most success, are the ones who enjoy life the most, by the way. And I think the one that people get afraid of the most is travel. Like, I love traveling, that's why I talk about it all the time. But that is the one that if I tell someone that I want to go to the Maldives, or I want to go to Tanzania, or I want to go to Dubai, and I want to go to Paris, I want to go to London, I want to go to the U.S. Virgin Islands. Japan. Oh man, when I said Japan, everybody looked crazy. I was like, have you seen Japan? Japan is nicer and safer than where all of us are at right now. And so are a lot of countries. So because a person, if you tell somebody your dream, and because a person hasn't experienced that yet, and their mindset is not there yet, of course they're going to put their fears onto you. And not only they're going to put their fears onto you, they're going to make you afraid and make you afraid of what other people may think or say. So that is the 3 excuses I hear all the time of why people don't live their dreams, why they don't go after what they want. And I just wanted to share that with you. So if that was one of your excuses, you don't have the money, or that you're afraid, or that you're scared of what people are going to say about you, whether they're family, friends, or strangers, I want you to go ahead and eliminate those excuses from your mindset. I want you to determine whatever those dreams are, write them down, and take concrete steps to achieving them. Okay? So write whatever the dream is down. You might have 1 dream, you might have 3 dreams, 5 dreams, whatever they are. Write them down, and then write concrete action steps that's going to help you get to those dreams. Don't let this life pass you by and you don't do what you love. You don't do what makes you happy, what makes you smile each and every day. That's what life is about. I wake up every single day smiling. Like that, I get to do what I do, speak around the world about financial literacy, about paying the $50,000 of debt off in 2 years. I get to impact people, and then I smile because I know my next trip is around the corner. The next trip is around the corner where I'm going to go see the world, and that makes me smile. And that's what I want for you all, for those of you who are watching, for those of you who are listening here on the podcast. That is what I want the most for you, is to be able to smile each and every day and do what you want to do. So I want to thank you for joining me on this episode of the Money Attractor podcast, and make sure that you go and check out the other episodes of the podcast. This is the first one with a video where you can watch it or you can listen to it on your favorite streaming app. But thank you for joining me, and I look forward to the next episode with you.